go ahead and see what, I see Donna had a proposal, and we can let her discuss it. Her and Fran can have them the floor, okay?
Yep. So Fran and I met Monday and went through the budget again and looked at revenues and expenditures. And one of the indications, you'll notice that in the budget, and if you're able to use the Word document, that's the better one because that's the one I'm referencing. But if you notice in the last page, it talks about our revenue total of being, as of Monday, $35,818,612.78. However, and Fran will explain how they put that in the budget. So if I were to look at that without questioning Fran, I would think we've collected the 35 million, 35.8 million, but that's not the case. As of yesterday, we actually had taken in revenues of just a little more than 25,800,000, a little bit over that. And if you note, our expenditures came in at, that were posted, because I can only see what's posted, of 23 million, just under 24 million. So if we were to look at that in a normal year, we would say, oh, good, we're in good shape ending, you know, from year to date. With that said, we know that we're going to see a significant drop in that area. So, Fran, would you just explain a little bit why the budget shows the 35.8 versus the 25.8?
Sure. When we enter to New World System, we accept the entire tax levy as revenue receipt. The reason for that is our New World System taxes. We have a separate software program that handles our taxes. But the way we have to budget, we have to accept the full levy. And receipts come in, they're tracked as a cash receipt. So we accept the full amount of tax collection as a revenue on January 1. But we don't see it as cash until we collect it. And that's just the way the state requires us to accept the tax levy. So you're going to see that we received 17 million in tax dollars when we did not receive that. And that, so there's nothing, that's just the way the state requires us to budget for the tax. We have received approximately half of that. But the way our tax collection works is we're going to be collecting on 2020s for the next few years. So every month I get a report from the front of my office that tells me exactly what we've collected in taxes for the month and exactly where we stand for still owing, taxes still owing. So it's not an accurate reflection necessarily revenues coming in, but it's the way we have to budget that tax collection.
So go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure I tend not to necessarily speak the right way.
I just want to ask one question on what you just said. So are you telling me that we take in, the total levy for the county is 35,818,000? That's how much we're supposed to take in?
No, our tax, that's the revenue that's showing receipted in our budget to date. Our tax levy portion is the 17 million that we've approved as our levy. And we do show the full receipt of the tax levy in the budget. We do that every January 1st.
So Paul, when we go back to the, if you scroll down in that Word document, it would show, you know, that we have taken in 35.8 million, but that's not truly the case because they put the tax levy in, and that was a conversation, you know, that I had with Fran on Monday. So the actual amount of revenue that we've taken in is the 25.8 million.
That. But how much, if everybody paid their taxes January 1st, how much would we take in Franklin?
17 million.
How much?
17, I believe it's 17.1. 17 point.
Taken in 25 already.
Well, that's all revenue.
Other revenue. It's other revenue.
So sales tax, occupancy tax.
Oh, okay.
It's total revenue.
That's countywide.
Okay, that's what's not,
All
so,
revenues, yes.
so we've taken in 17 million so far.
We've taken in 25,840,284 so far.
No, I mean from the, okay,
Right, we haven't taken in all of the levy, but the state requires Fran to post it in January.
okay, okay,
So we back some of that out to say this is the actual amount.
right.
And we do expect to have, some significant additional payments, from the town. So that'll be good news. That's outstanding, revenue for us.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
yep. Other questions on that?
I think Ed might be on. Ed, are you on?
Hi, Ed.
Yep, I'm here.
Hi, Ed.
Hi, guys.
Morning.
Sorry for being late.
Okay,
So then Fran and I looked at what we have in our contingency fund. So we have the, $1,050,000. We had two funds. We paid part of the nursing home. Remember, we had that nursing home payment a few weeks ago that we needed to still settle up on, and we took that out of contingency. So that's what we have for emergencies that come in, some 19 bills that we might receive. So that's where we're at with that as of, well, today. I don't believe we didn't use any since Monday. So questions on that? So then, we went through the budget and we took a look at positions that are not filled. And so we looked at, that we've got, an interim building and grounds who's an existing employee. And say, for example, if we went through the year, with him filling that position, then we would have some significant savings. I think I calculated about $40,000 in savings there. OFA just had someone retire that works the front desk. I think there's enough staff in there to restructure a little bit and not fill that position. That was, so remember, she just retired, so we've had to pay partial. So that'd probably be, about another $40,000 savings. The conflict defender has a full-time attorney in there. And then the highway seasonal employees. So I calculated the savings at approximately $190,000 plus the plan, with those positions. And then if we looked at not filling some positions as people left, that's another strategy we can use. And then I like to put out limiting the following, that, all conferences, trainings that are not mandated, all out-of-county travels prohibited unless mandated travel, all meal reimbursements prohibited unless they're mandated travel or conference or training, and we need to continue with essential purchases only. So any comments or questions on that?
Donna, Paul.
Yeah.
Had a couple. So what you're saying is highway seasonal employees, they're not going to be hired?
No, Brad has said he's not going to hire them this year, and so we had put $70,000 in his budget, and it's in a per diem line. So I did email him this week and said, please don't consider that as an option to budget transfer. We need to save that.
Okay. On item number 4, all conferences, trainings that are not mandated.
Yeah.
That's a given. Even all out-of-county travel is prohibited. I mean, he can't mandate anything because you can't have groups together. So I would just take that right out.
Well, I agree, but I was trying to identify places where we would save in the budget. So we can have some significant savings, but yes, you're right. But I mean, even if he lifts, I think for this year, we just have to not go to conferences, trainings, and, lodging, meals, travel. very
Because-
expensive.
My reason for saying that is, if the state of New York is doing what what he says he's gonna do, then everything should be on either a video conference, a WebEx, or something that people don't have to be there for. I mean, it's just, he's not gonna send people either.
I see what you mean. Even if they're mandated, they need to do it WebEx.
Right.
I get
They
it.
can't,
Okay.
that's tough.
Yeah.
We'll argue it with him.
Okay.
And that would then take all of your meal reimbursements, nobody'd be traveling.
That's right.
So
That's right.
That's my idea. That's what I'm
Like
doing
that.
here in the village. Nobody's going anywhere. And if somebody's gonna lose their, let's just say, sewer and water certification, then I'm gonna call the department and say, you put it on WebEx or a video, or we'll go above you. That's my idea.
I like it.
Donna,
Go ahead.
Donna, this is Greg. How much do we spend a year on that? Do you have any idea?
I'd say it's at least 100,000.
We have out-of-county meals and lodging and training, remaining budget is around 140,000. Now, out-of-county travel does also take into account when, like our probation officers or our caseworkers have to travel out of the county to deal with a client. So there's a small portion that goes for out-of-county travel for that. But
I mean, yeah, those
140 left.
would be a necessity. I mean, you can't say.
Right.
But
Right.
minimal in regards to, required travel that way. So it's about 140,000 left in the budget.
So that's quite a significant savings right there. So I think we should do that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we've spent some of it because people have done, have gone to some trade, but it's a significant saving, and we budget separately out of county travel and in county travel. So the in county travel is not impacted. Although we should see a reduction right now in that because people are doing, instead of home visits, they're doing, either phone calls or video meetings. So there's very few face-to-face meetings going on. So that we should see a reduction in county travel as well. So I think there's some areas, and I'll be putting out a memo to implement these ASAP. And then
Also, those 4 in the top too, you're gonna implement too, right? The number 3,
yeah,
rebellion grounds and OFA and those.
if you're okay with that, and then I think any positions that come in to be backfilled, they really need to be essential employees. Every department head, or most of them, are going to come and say, yes, I need this position, but I think we just have to say, unless it's truly, essential, then I think we have to say no for now. At least postpone the decision.
I think we're all in agreement with that.
Yeah, we have to be consistent.
Yes.
So then I did do some research on our special patrol officers that are in the 3 school districts, Chateauguay, St. Regis Falls, and Rushton. There's 2 in each of those. There might have been some confusion because, they were sent home, and technically we're required to pay non-essential folks that were sent home. And I negotiated yesterday with the 3 superintendents that they would still continue to reimburse our costs, and they did agree to that. Otherwise, we would probably have to abolish the positions, but it didn't come to that. They said our costs we can charge back, and that was up in the air for a little bit, but we did come to an agreement yesterday. So I wanted to share that with you.
Good job.
Thank you. I'm looking at, sometime this week. I haven't had a chance, but I'm going to. I checked with County Clerk Casava. I checked with Craig Carrero. Kip checked with the court, and I reached out to, Jeanette, and so we're going to lock the Main Street doors and put a note on the doors. We'll go down to one security officer again in the courthouse, and everyone can either use the Brewster Street, entrance, or if Kip has somebody that's coming in for appointment or the courts, then whichever department is, they can let them in through the front door, but they have to be signed in. We need a log sheet on that, and that way we can, as I said, we can go back down to one security officer at the courthouse.
He was saying he didn't get very many at the front door anyways. There was very few.
Good, so, yeah.
I'd like to discuss this, but we'd have to discuss it in executive session because it would be relating to the public health and law enforcement, which we can't disclose to the public. But I'd like to talk to you about that after, if we're going to have an executive session.
Yes, and I have some personnel matters, and we'll be naming names as well. So I will make an executive session. You know, one of the things, again, I think I'm repeating myself some, but we need to monitor the funding streams because, as we know, the governor 3 times this year is going to, I'm sorry, I can't take your call right now. Okay. I'm going to, the governor can take away funding, 3 times this year if he's not balancing his budget. So every project, I want to make sure we can confirm the CHIPS and make sure we're going to have the money. DSS, we get a lot of state revenue from the Department of Social Services for that. Public health, emergency services, indigent legal services, they all are, we have high amounts of grants in those departments. And so we just have to make sure that those are continuing as we spend money. I'll be asking the departments to keep the communication open with their grantors to make sure before we spend money that it is covered. So, Fran, I know you've been going through the budget.
Basically, it's just monitoring the revenues. We'll know for sure on the 21st, approximately the 21st, but it does look like we're going to receive our tobacco money coming in higher than we budgeted. So that will be, plus for us. It's almost $100,000 more than we budgeted. But we don't have confirmation of that. They're not anticipating releasing that to us until April 21st. So we have that to look forward to. I just stress to departments. Departments have to make reimbursement requests their #1 priority. I understand operations still have to continue, but the county just can't operate if departments aren't submitting their reimbursements. So that has to be a priority right now. They cannot wait months for reimbursement. They've got to do it immediately.
And the other thing is, we did, where's my glasses? And Fran, you probably know this off the top of your head. We did budget less in the sales tax receipts than what we took in last year.
Yes.
So last year we collected $24,800,000.
Yes.
And we budgeted $24 million
this year.
So, that's good, that we didn't go higher or even match that out compared to last year. Because the other issue is, cars aren't being sold right now. Gas prices are at a all-time low since many years. And so those are main sources of our sales tax. And so with cars, automobiles, and fuel and gas prices down, that's going to significantly impact our sales tax. And nobody's driving, so it's not even like gas is down and people are saying this is a good time to drive to a vacation, right? The issue is, I filled up 3 weeks ago and I used a quarter of a tank, right? Nobody's going anywhere. So,
On the highway department, the gas might be a little, we might save a little bit there too because of the price being lower maybe
that's
too.
true. That's true.
I mean, it probably isn't significant, but it's a little bit probably.
No, we get excited over $5. You learn when you're balancing the budget how much those little increments really add up when you're, right, Andre? Yes. Like, oh, like I'm like $50, I can reduce that. And but it adds up.
In the village, yep.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of work. It's eye-opening when, not discrediting legislators or trustees, but it's a different seat when you're sitting in these seats and you're doing these numbers. If you can save $50 here, $5 there, it's a big savings at the end.
It is. Any savings is an exciting moment, so.
Donna, you're right about the sales tax because just here, I've got the Tin Man. It brings in 1,100 people in Tupper Lake. I'm going to have to cancel it. So that's hotel sales tax, that's food sales tax, that's gas sales tax. I've got the Woodsman's Field Day. I'm going to have to cancel that. That's gas, room. So we're going to lose a significant. I mean, it's not going to be little. It's going to be big. You put that around the whole county.
Right. It's huge.
Golf courses are closed. I mean, you take those sales tax revenues. Gas for boats. Marinas can't even open right at the minute. So there's going to be it's going to be huge, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to exceed what NISAC projected, I believe, in the reduction of sales tax, unless we have a really prosperous recovery.
I think if you look at restaurant sales alone, I mean, that's huge too, I'll bet, by the time you get the total number.
Yeah, I mean, people are buying food, and that's not taxable. So, I had some personnel matters. Paul had something, but do you have more questions?
Fran, this is Greg. Have we paid the towns their snowplow money?
Yes, they were the balance of the snow and ice contract in February.
Okay, thank you very much.
However, that's going to need to be a discussion, right, moving forward. Is their contract up this year?
December,
I think
yeah.
so.
December. So, we need to have a strategy around that with Brad.
And we need to look at all the departments and see where we can cut if we have to too, because I know that we're not going to put anybody new in, but we may need to cut.
Mm-hmm. Well, some employees would make more on unemployment than with the federal incentive.
We could probably discuss that tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Anybody else have anything else?
No, I have executive session.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think Paul Maroon does as well.
All right, I don't know if we're going to do that today or tomorrow, but okay.
Yeah, it's related to the budget, Greg.
Oh, that's okay.
So are we done here? I mean, can we go into executive session?
Yeah.
I make a motion to go into executive session to discuss, I don't have the wording right in front of me, but it's public health. I don't have the right wording, but do you have the list in front of you? It's law enforcement anyway.
Public safety.
Okay.
And then we have personnel issues also.
So, EJ, are you able to sign out?
I think I can sign up.
He's gone.
No, I see him.
No, I should be gone.
No, he's not on my screen. That's Ed Lockwood.
Oh, no, Ed's on twice. Okay.
He's on his computer. Remember, he's got his computer and his phone.
Right, so we're sure he's